What's up, my friends? So we got a little bit of dumping going on, guys. What's up, my boy Carl Fox, Patriot, Jonathan, what it do? 2 days, Eric, Neb, Julius, what's up, guys? Man, so look, the market's pulled back a lot. It's been a kind of a crazy day today, man. I've been trying to, get myself together. I had a unexpected, thing going down today. I had to go see an eye doctor, and I was pretty much not able to defend myself with the charts, man. So I got pretty much ravaged. When I finally got my eyesight back, I was dilated for pretty much the whole day. I had already pretty much had been ravaged, but I know a lot of people are kind of asking, hey, what's going on, Jumpman? What's the deal? What's been going down these last few days? So a lot's been happening, guys. We've had some stuff go down with Jerome Powell. He said a few remarks, that had the market spooked. He said that the markets are overvalued. I'm pretty sure everybody's already heard that from every other YouTuber that's on YouTube right now. But there was a lot of other things that happened today. We have a lot of, options and stuff that are expiring tomorrow. We have a lot of macro events, PCE tomorrow. We have actually data that came out today that shows that GDP is doing good. So, it's kind of mixed. A lot of the Fed chairs are actually even some calling for rate hikes. So, it's really, really confusing to navigate through the markets. I know a lot of people are, coming out with the crazy thumbnails, and everybody's saying that the market's over. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I sometimes, I wonder too. But look, I think everybody kind of knew already September was going to be that month, and September definitely did not disappoint. So we got a little correction. I think if we look down at our portfolios, we're probably down, 10, maybe 15%. If you're down 20%, you're probably in some high-risk alts. But for myself, I'm down 10%. So, yeah, it's noticeable. But at the end of the day, guys, look, it is what it is. There's a lot of YouTubers that are telling you that we're going to go down more. There's a lot that are telling you that, we're going to go up. Look, I've always been the type to be bullish. I've always tried to be the guy that brings hope. But look, at the end of the day, I also want to be the guy that's just going to be real. And I've been talking to a lot of the people in my group, and I've been telling them, hey, look, man, this is what I'm seeing. And sure enough, we've been dipping all the way through. And now we're just kind of like boarding up the shack. And the ones that have dry powder, the ones that were taking profits, they're going to be able to hopefully buy these dips and hopefully come up ahead. And the ones that don't got it, look, guys, the markets won't recover. What goes down will eventually come back up, and vice versa. What goes up must come down. So, look, I think that it's really unfortunate what's going on. We have a lot of stuff, even to potential war. So, it's not just all macro. At the end of the day, look, if you truly believe that the markets are done, if you truly believe that, there's not going to be a last leg up, then, I'm sad to tell you, but you need to probably go to the restroom, throw some water in your face, and give yourself a nice little smack, because I can tell you right now, guys, institutions are still buying. Look, Wintermute and a lot of these big dogs are doing what they do best, which is causing fear and a lot of liquidity to the downside. But there's a lot of information and a lot of tools like CoinGlass that you guys can use, and you can kind of see that a lot of the liquidity has already been swept to the downside. So look, we'll go through some charts together right now, guys. We'll look at, a few other, cryptocurrencies. You guys can shoot me whatever you guys are looking at. You guys can start spamming them. I'll go through the comment sections in a bit. And we can just kind of get an idea of what's going to happen. This happens like clockwork, guys. When this stuff happens, everybody clams up. It's like people run. The first thing I was joking with my group, like the first things that people do is they run to Patreon or they run to WAP and they just start subscribing. Instead of just saying, hey, rolling up your sleeves or buckling up your britches. People just do the most normiest stuff, and they just start selling their shit. And guys, that's the stuff that you don't do. You sell when you're in the green, not when you're in the red. You know, this is the time where it's time to buckle down and really ask yourself, do you believe in crypto? You know, do you really believe that, you know, this is a place where generational wealth can be made? Or were you just in here to make a quick buck and you thought you were going to flip your money real quick and come out and make out like a bandit? Well, if you thought like that, you know, chances are you probably got it wrong. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. It happens. But you know what? The ones that are going to make it in this market are the ones that are stoic and the ones that have, you know, the mental fortitude to get past these dumps. Like I said, we've been here multiple times, and I think the majority of the people that watch me are KGU and plebs are really trying to get my outreach out to other YouTube, but you know, it's just, I don't know if I'm being suppressed or something, guys, but you know, I need your help to get out there, because look, there's a lot of people that need help. There's a lot of people out there that really need the information, and they need to be part of good communities, and they need to understand that, look guys, you know, there's corrections that are in crypto. They're bigger than the stock market. So if you can't handle, you know, 10% pullbacks, then you don't deserve 100% gains. And that's just a fact, Jack. Look, I get it. My first correction, you know, when I first got in crypto, I took a 50%, you know, haircut, and it hurt. I was like really pacing back and forth, you know, losing my mind. And then, you know, a few months later, I'm in, you know, making a 2 or 3x. So it happens all the time. You know, I get it. It doesn't feel good. There's a lot of worry. It feels like, you know, with a lot of these bigger YouTubers, it's like they're all co-conspiring, you know, to produce mass FUD. And then, you know, 2 weeks later, they're making all-time highs soon, you know, making fun of you because it's sold. But at the end of the day, guys, look, these people are people you cannot trust. The people that you need to surround yourself with are the people that are actually coming out when things are bad, instilling faith and instilling, you know, a right mentality to get through this market, guys. Look, I'm not going to come on here every day and make videos just to, you know, make you feel good. I'm going to come in here when I think it's necessary, and I'm going to come in here and talk to my community, and the ones that listen, cool, and the ones that don't, hey, we pray for these people and we wish them the best. But you know what? Look, only the strong can survive. It's like the wild out here, man. You know, it's killed or be killed, and if you don't have the right mindset in here, you won't make it. Frank White, we just started. You're just listening to me rant right now, so we haven't talked about much. But yeah, man, you have to have the right mindset in this game, because if you don't, you're not going to make it. I've seen so many people give up, and then they come right back, you know, to watching us all make money, and I don't like to see that, guys. Look, you have to understand, man, if you showed up late to the party, you missed all the cake and ice cream, you got to take the vanilla wafers, man. You got to pay your dues, okay? So this is the way it is, okay? Let's address some of the chat real quick. Check on everybody real quick. El Toro, yeah, baby, we live. Nebula, what's up? Frank White, what's poppin'? C-Dub, Seth the Great. Steven Ortiz, yeah, man, Sonic ain't looking too hot, man. Let's see. All right, let's get into these charts, man. I don't even want to look, but you know what? We gotta look. I already know it looks like poo-poo. All right, so this is Avalanche, man. So I was talking to my group, man, and we were talking about AVAX. We were talking about the 618. If we lost it, we talked about coming back down to the 236. This some gun ended up coming straight down, all the way down. I'm a little concerned, guys. Look, I'm a big AVAX bull. You guys know what it is. We have blown through every bit of support, man. These dudes are relentless, man. You know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I fell for the juju, you know, too, about, you know, Anthony Scaramucci and all these big dogs, you know, buying. Look, sometimes, man, it's just all full of bullshit, you know. And these guys, you know, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, you know, AVAX is the one that pumps. But when stuff goes bearish, get rid of it, because it just goes down quick. It has no support. it's obvious, very clear that we can see an M formation, which everybody knows in crypto stands for the infamous McDonald's. And it's really sad, man. I love AVAX so much. It's one of my favorite tokens, but it just does not have the stability right now to withstand what's going on. So it's gonna give away all its gains. Look, I was hoping that we would have bounced from this 236. Did not happen. So right now I was telling my group 28.37. We've already looked like we're blowing past this already, and we're headed now into the 27. So now what I'm looking for is 26.40. And look, I wouldn't even be surprised, guys, if we come all the way back down to $24. And that's how serious it is, man. One thing that I tell everybody, I'm not ever going to tell you when to take profits. That's something that I tell even my group, is that I'll lead you to the play, but that is your responsibility to take your own profits. Because, look, if somebody's constantly spoon feeding you and giving you all the information, then I'm hurting you, because there's going to be a day where I'm not going to be around, or I'll be busy, or hey, you never know, I may not be around anymore. You never know. Stuff happens, guys. But you got to learn how to fend for yourself. So I teach everybody, and I tell everybody, look, this is what I think. This is where I would take profits at, and the rest is up to you. But always remember, those are my opinions. If I say I'm getting out at 35 or 40 bucks, your job should say, hey, you know what? Jump said he's getting out at 35. Well, I'm going to beat him to the punch. I'm going to get out at 34. Because you know what? How do you not know that I'm tricking you or whatever, And like I said, you always got to remember that. Always take what people say with a grain of salt. Because even if they come across as good people, you never know. You guys don't know me. Even though I am a good person, you guys know that I'm a good person. You still should not ever trust anybody 100%. Because at the end of the day, guys, look, this is a market. This has nothing to do with trust. This is solely based upon, other forces in that. So, it's a PvP game. The last one holding the bag is the one that's going to be, obviously taking the hurt. Okay? So, I know some people had messaged me and told me that they were getting out in the 30s. Good job. Now, where is the place to buy? So we just got done telling you that entry right there for AVAX. 25 would be nice. Even 26.40, and even now. So start setting your buy orders between these orders, guys. You don't have to be perfect. Layer them down, okay? Nothing's changed about AVAX, okay? Yes, it's a token that once it goes bearish, it just completely shits the bed, but it will come back. Remember, we got the ETFs. We got big backers. It's not done. Okay, if you really do believe that, then there's something wrong with you, okay? It's not done. We just got a little bit of a blip. So, like I said, load up. You guys were bullish on it. A lot of people were asking me, like last week, jump. Is this a good time to buy AVAX? Now's a good time to buy it. But the problem is that people won't buy it. They'll like, oh, what if it goes down to 26? Well, then it does. I would rather buy it at 26 or 28 right now than have bought it at 36. When people were asking me and I was telling people no. I think I remember 2 or 3 people asking me, hey, Jump, is AVAX a good buy right now? And I was saying no. I've seen a lot of big YouTubers, like I'm not going to throw any shade, but I was seeing bigger YouTubers giving recommendations to buy AVAX at 35 bucks. God rest their soul. So right now it's a good buy now. So, look, it is what it is. All right, let's see what we got here. Zora or Layer? Honestly, dude, I like them both, but I would really stay away from these low caps right now, man. Be careful. Look, if you're asking me to choose, probably gonna go with Soul Layer. Okay, Zora's cool, but it's a little bit more riskier in my opinion. So, these are the high risk, high rewards. If you're willing to take that type of gamble, go for it. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, well, while I'm waiting for you guys to throw me some coins out, we'll check out some other coins right now that I like to trade. Let's see. All right, so today I was talking with some of the people in my group, and we were discussing Solana. Okay, so Solana. Remember we talked about the swing high, swing low, Fibonacci retracement tools. Let me clear out this screen real quick. Let me get rid of these new moon phases real quick. All right, so we're gonna run that fib from that swing high to the swing low. All right, and what did I tell you guys? I told you guys some of the people in the doctrine tier, and even my personal group right here, guys. We always talked about the 786 is gonna be that granddaddy of all resistance areas. We got a full double rejection off there, and now we're coming downtown. Okay. So the 382 is going to be that level of support, which is going to be about 100 and 170, about 175. I would probably go with 170, to be honest with you. That would be a place where I'm looking to look for a bounce. So for the people that know, I bought Solana way down here whenever we had that whole stuff going down with the whole tariff liberation day. I bought here exactly right here, and I sold about right here in this area at 235. I didn't get the complete top, but I got pretty damn close. And thank God I got out of there just in time, because that was a pretty nasty tumble. Now I like Solana, but I'm not interested in getting back into it unless it comes down to that 170. I'll be interested in getting back there for a nice little swing trade. Maybe we can take it back there, come back up, maybe a nice little 20-30%er. Just to get some quick gains. This is actually almost 50%, so that's a nice one, okay? Let's see. And Hamcelo's coming in strong with all those coins. Let's see. Parcels. So I'm actually in the long on parcels right now. I'm getting my ass tore up on it. So I got in at 0.067. I think right now it's at 0.065. But I'm using a little bit higher leverage than I usually use. And right now it's not looking too hot. But, if you're not trying to do leverage, hop in on that spot buy, man. It's at a good area. We've talked about this already. Look, we haven't been this low since, we were there in September. So look, at the beginning of September, we were at pretty much the same area that we are now. Okay? In a few weeks from there, and I'm not saying this is going to happen in a few weeks, guys, but I'm saying, in a few weeks, it did almost an 80% return. So we're in that area now, okay? We've a little bit below, that lower low we had. Okay, so the next area is going to be 6 cents flat, and then it's going to be about 5.421. Okay, so it might be a little bit different from what I told some of my group earlier, because we also came down a little bit. But this is just a general area of spot buys. We're not going to get super technical with it. Anything's better than buying at 7 or 8 cents. So if you're buying there in those areas, it is what it is. All right, let's see. Camino. Let's check out Link real quick, man. I don't want to look at too many low caps right now because those are a little bit more dangerous. I'd rather cover stuff that's a little bit more safer. I shared with you guys in the group, in the KGU, and even my private group. I shared with you guys the list of ETFs that are coming out in the next couple weeks. There's 14 coins that are basically being looked at by the SEC. These are going to be the ones that are going to be your safer ones. That means that there's going to be liquidity pumped in these coins soon. So it'd be focusing a little bit more on these safer coins than trying to be finding these super, super low caps. Like I said, I love them. I love Parcels. I love Camino, Solaire. Remember, those are going to be the money gainers, but right now we're in dangerous zones. When stuff like this happens, guys, when you hear Fed chairman, especially like somebody like Jerome Powell, say the things that he said, that should have been an automatic click zone. Like, okay, stop loss. You know, because there's a difference between a pullback and then potentially having a really big ass correction. You know, like I said, you know, this guy was saying some crazy stuff. He was saying that the stock market and assets are overpriced. That's kind of a big deal. You know, it was big enough of a deal to cause a lot of fear in the market. So sometimes, you know, it's not panic selling. It's protecting your assets and protecting your wealth. You know, there's a difference between panic selling and protecting your gains. You know, there's a big difference. I know it's still the same mindset. You're selling, but there's a reason why you sold. You're selling because you're protecting your money. You're not selling because you're scared. There's a big difference, okay? All right, so right now we're breaking below the trend line that we had set earlier at $20.30. Remember what we talk about all the time in the doctrine tier, and you guys that are on the lower tiers, you're getting some free juju. So if you're clicking off or whatever because you're bored, then you're shit out of luck, because I'm giving you guys some free game here, okay? Right here is what we like to look for. We look for these V bounces right here. Okay, when you get these V bounces right here, that shows me that there's high level of support. So we're at about 1624. Okay, 1624, and even down here to 1543. So I have been buying Chainlink already. I bought a little bit at 21, some more right now before I hopped in the live, and I'm gonna DCA down all in this area because this is all liquidity that can be picked up. Because obviously we see that the bounce is right there. So that's all money right there that can be swooped up. And again, Chainlink is a good coin. It's not some shit coin that, you know, that we're trying to make a 50x on. It's a legitimate blue chip cryptocurrency that has ETFs, actual use cases. So I suggest that you guys, you know, start putting these in your portfolio now. Okay, so if you got some stuff that's you know maybe you're not too sure of right now, I would definitely keep stuff like this on your radar right now. Okay. All right, let's check out Bitcoin real quick. All right, so Bitcoin as well, looking real bearish. Let's see if we have any chart patterns that are picking up right now. So we had a falling wedge a few days ago, definitely played out. And we were talking about these moon phases as well a while back. Definitely that one played out as well. And these moon phases, a blue moon usually means dump. So now it's just a matter of where we're going to dump to. So right now, what I was telling everybody, again, I'm looking for 108. You know, we came down a little bit below that. I think, where did we go to today? Yeah, 108. So we got that bounce at 108. It looks like we're about to come down again. So I'm thinking that we're going to hit this 105 zone. And if that doesn't hold, then we'll revisit 100K. The longer we come down here and we close weekly candles below 100K, we run the risk of really being in some really hot shit. So, you know, again, guys, I don't want to be, you know, fear-mongering. I'm bullish. I've always been bullish, but the market doesn't care about what I think. It doesn't care about what anybody else thinks. It just cares about what's happening in the world today. Are we getting liquidity? Are we getting rate cuts? And that's just what it is. And right now, there's no solid answers on it. You know, I think for anybody to tell you that they're going to be 100% getting rate cuts, that's foolish. You know, we got the rate cut already. We got that fake out, and it just did not happen the way we thought it did. So it was kind of funny too. We expected a dump, but they pumped the markets, and then a couple of days later, they just rugged it. And they do this all the time. Like I said, anytime that you think that you're going to outsmart the market, it never works out that way, guys. These guys are very, very, very good at what they do. Their job is to trick you. And I'm guessing, probably not the 37 people that are watching here, but the people that are locked in with me, they're not doing that. But the people that are not tuning in, the people that are panic selling, these are the ones that are going to be buying back, asking Jump, hey Jump, is Bitcoin good at 118? Hey Jump man, is buying Bitcoin at 124 good? These are the kind of people that I don't respond to, because these are people that are lazy, no disrespect, but they just don't want to do the work. You guys, and it's always the same people that I see in here, like Half Busy. I see you all the time in here, my bro. Germ, Neb, Solo, Capo. I remember all you guys. I've been doing this a while. I see everybody that comes in and participates and locks in. These are the people that are going to win. These are the people that are going to really do well in this market because they care. The ones that are just too lazy or, oh man, I'll do it tomorrow. These are the ones that fell. And, and it's sad because look, we have an opportunity to make some good money here. There's a lot of good prices out right here. So are we going to come down? Yes. So what are you going to do though? Are you going to buy, or are you just going to keep waiting for more and more and more? So keep those on your radars, guys. If we break below 107, 400, we're going to probably come back down here to 105, okay? If we don't hold this, then we're coming downtown, to 100K. And from there, I don't even want to talk about it. What would happen from there, okay, guys? All right, let's see. Half Busy said, I'm not selling anything, dude. That's right, bro. Never sell. Because if you sell, you're going to be on that wall of shame, dude. We got to hold the line, man. Like I said, dude, the funny thing is like, we've been through this stuff already so many times, guys. Like, we've done this, I've been in KGU almost a solid year. We've been doing this for almost a year. People have doubted us. People have said that we're crazy, we're catching falling knives. This would be a falling knife, I'm not going to lie to you. But at the end of the day, it's like, look, dude, why waste your time sitting here just stressing out? The markets are not done. Okay, I still believe we have this one last leg up, and then from there, late October, maybe November, then we come to say, hey, look, is it time to get out of the market? And once that time comes, you ask yourself, well, then what's next? Well, then we short it. So, this would have been a glorious short, dude. This would have been a great short up here. But you know what? At this time, we probably thought we were going all the way up here. And that's the way the market always fools us. It always makes us think that we're going to keep going up, but in reality, we go down. And so now that we're here, we're expecting to go more down, but in reality, we'll end up going back up. And that's just the way it always is, guys. That's just the markets for you. All right. Joe Man Goons, don't sell. That's right, baby. We don't sell at all, man. It's not time yet. We want to sell. We want to sell on our grandparents, I want to sell on my pastor. I want to sell on my neighbor. I want to sell on my brothers and sisters, man. I don't want to sell on you guys. I want to sell on them, right? We're not done yet. We still got a whole lot of work to do, man. We got so many people to sell on, I don't want to sell on my friends. I don't want to sell on the people that have been with me through the journey. I want to sell on the people that were saying we're crazy. I want to sell on those people, right, guys? We don't want to sell on our own teams and shit. We got so much more in this market, man. Y'all throw me some coins out, man. Let's go. Let's check out AIOZ. I know somebody's gonna ask me about it in here. I had to put the soda down to rest, guys. Drink a little bit of Topo Chico. All right, so here we go. We talked about this a while back, guys. We have a trend line right here. I don't know if this is our last live, but look, we're right here, dude. 25,624. So if you were asking, Jup, I want to get into to AIOZ. There you go, my dude. But we can come back down here to 17 cents. So just remember, but for the most part, for the last, since April, we have been holding this 24 cents. So, I mean, we're talking about erasing months and months of gains here, guys. I mean, we're talking about, 1, 2, almost 3 months. You know? We're talking about 3 months worth of gains that have been just totally decimated. So, you know, I still believe that we're going to have this AI run. I still think that, you know, we can at least get back at least to $1. I think that's fair. I'm not asking for much. Maybe the crypto forces will let us get back up to that level. But definitely, you know, look, man, it sucks. We called it out here at 32 cents. It's obviously pulled back, but what hasn't? So another good AI coin, you know, that's a great coin. Okay, let's check out virtuals. Holy smokes, look at that, man. $1, dude. Yeah, man, look at this. This is real, dude. These guys ain't playing. And you know, look, to be honest with you, dude, look how low we were in April. We were at 68 cents. So this sucker can keep going down more. Don't think that, look at this. This thing can still go 30% more down. These people are crazy, dude. Oh, sorry, Sim. He's good peoples. Neb. He's all good. You can let him be in here. I don't know if he's trolling or what, but it's all good. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, 67 cents. Virtuals, okay? You know, it is what it is, but still, I mean, if you look at it, it's still ranging, guys. Not bad. Remember, it went to $5 in 2024, so even better. You know, I think it's gonna go all the way back to $5. I don't think so, but I think definitely it's a long shot where, you know, we could get back up there. So I mean, check it out, man. I think that it's fair. We can at least see $2-3. You know, so just keep it on your radar. I mean, like I was talking about it, it was up here. You know, when it was like what, 116, somewhere around there. So it's came down a lot. So I mean, it was from when I first talked about it, came down 15%. So great coin to get into. Let's see, Eric said, I'm not sad because the market is falling. Kind of glad, really. Buying time again. I'm disheartened because Fadi Beckham died today. Thank you, plebs, for their rational mindset. You're welcome, man. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know who that is, but I'm really sad that that person passed away. It's been a lot of people dying lately, man. A lot of great people, and you know, I'm not the best Christian in the world. I'm not even probably the best person in the world, but you know, I try to be, as I'm getting older, I'm a lot more better of a person because I've done a lot of bad stuff, guys. You know, I don't want to get all like sentimental and shit, but you know, I've done a lot of bad stuff, and you know, I always try to right my wrongs with just by helping people and being an honest person. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry to hear that, man. All right, let's see. Seth says Say and Ondo. Those are both cryptocurrencies that I have in my portfolio. And what do you know? Dump. And actually, to be real with you guys, like, you know, it's not really even doing that bad. You know, it's like kind of doing its thing. There's a bearish pennant on it. Yeah, 21 cents. So just keep an eye on it. If you hold it, we don't want to take any more. We don't want to take any more tumble down. You know, like I said, guys, there's a point to where it's like, okay, protecting your money, panic selling. So we just want to make sure, hey, look, We're at 27.52. This is our support line, okay? I would probably maybe put it around 26, 29, put a stop loss, you know, just to kind of protect your money. If we come back, if we break that, then re-enter back, you know, at 25 cents flat. You know, we have a good support right there. We come back more down here, we maybe get another opportunity to buy some, say back here at 20 cents. So not a bad, hey, you know what? I wouldn't even mind it. So if you have dry powder, I would definitely scoop that up. You know, if we even get another opportunity to come back down here at 13 cents, your boy is loading the boat. So, you know, just remember, look, if you're questioning all this stuff, guys, I mean, look, go back to April. Just go back to April. Look, I mean, go back to April. We are still very much in an uptrend, guys. I mean, from April, I mean, it just sucks because a lot of people, you know, we started only paying attention to Jumpman right here. You know, you were buying right here, but then now that we bought and we went down, you know, you're like, shit, Jumpman's the worst person in the world. You know, but you got to remember, guys, we were fooling around with these coins back over here, so you should still be up if you were up buying this stuff. I still, like I said, I still believe in this coin, man. We still have a lot of upside. You know, let's get rid of all this crap. You know, I want to show you guys something real quick. You know, I want to show you guys, you know, what I look at. You know, we're using the Fibonacci retracement, guys. We still have a whole lot of areas to go, man. I mean, I think that it's fair that we can at least get back to the you know, the 0.618, which is going to be, you know, 75 cents. It's not exactly where I told you guys. I think it was 70 cents. I've been saying that consistently. One thing about me, I try to be consistent. I may be a few cents off. I don't have my notepad on me, but I always relatively stay in the same consistency zone. I don't ever flip flop on my stuff. I try to be 100 about everything. So I truly do believe that, you know, we will get back up into this area. So it's just a matter of when. ETFs, you know, Wyoming stablecoin, it has all the stuff for it, guys. You know, it's ranging. Zoom out. You know, look at your coin that you hold. Zoom out. Okay, now look from June. Look at it. Draw a line. It's still ranging. It's still okay. I mean, yeah, I see that it's kind of just, but it's still in that channel. Now, if we break below here, down here in this zone, okay, then we can talk about it. But for right now, it's still doing what it's got to do. So scroll in, you can still see that it's still ranging in this channel. So what you can do is buy right here and sell right here. Buy right here, sell right there. You don't have to play the long game like Jumpman does, okay? If you like 20%, if you like 20-piece nuggets, do your damn thing. You know, for me, I want the Big Mac, you know, the fries and the shake. I'm not trying to do all this 20% stuff, but if that's the game you play, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't let me or don't let any other YouTuber tell you how to play the game. You play it the way you want to play it, okay? As long as you're making money, as long as you know what the levels are, hey, I ain't mad at you, man. All right, let's check out Ondo real quick. I would really like to, like, after this, you know, pull the charts out and just read some comments. You know, we can just chill and talk, man. I know a lot of people are probably sweating bullets and shit, so you know, I'm here. It's 11 o'clock. It's still a little early for me. I ain't that old where I gotta go to bed like some of my partners in here and in the chat. Let's see what we got here. All right. So look, we got an all-time high for Ondo at 216. Okay, I saw this one YouTuber. You know, no disrespect, man. Shout out to Dream, but you know, he's saying that this coin is bearish. I mean, does this look bearish? I mean, if we're looking at it from the long-term 4-hour, it doesn't look bearish at all. If you start zooming out, okay, yeah, it doesn't. But, you know, it's the same thing. You know, from this last few months, it's been doing this whole thing in its channel, man. And you know, it's another coin that you can play just like say. You can play in the range, you know. Buy right here in the lower 77 cents, the 80-cent zone, sell in the dollar zone. Just ping pong just like that. It keeps doing it. You know, eventually we're gonna go to this next level. I don't know when, but eventually we're gonna ascend to this next level. We'll end up hitting, you know, this $1.60, $1.40 area, and you know, you can go from there. But like I said, you know, we're here now. We're at 86 cents. I'm convinced that we'll at least see $1.65. That's my opinion. C-Dub, you calling me old? Never, bro. Aren't you like 21? 40's like the new 20. Alright, man. Lachey, or Lachance. Let me get this straight. Crypto's crashing tomorrow. It looks like crypto's crashing now. Honestly, man, you know, we've been crashing for what, 7 days straight? I wouldn't be surprised if we pump tomorrow. If we could get good data, okay? But the thing is though, I want everybody to be prepared for this. Okay? I want everybody to be prepared for this. If we do pump, it's gonna be short-lived, okay? And the reason being is because rate cuts. You know, there's a rumor that Trump's main generals are all meeting up together next week, and they're talking a lot about war. Supposedly there's a lot of stuff going down with, wars and stuff like that with Russia and Ukraine. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was short-lived. So just don't get too bullish. If we do get a relief pump, I honestly, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some dude on YouTube. Put stop losses, okay? You can swing this as a pretty good pump. I wouldn't even be surprised if we get a good pump on a Friday and then fizzle out over the weekend. So just keep that on your radar, okay? Let's see. Everybody wants the dip until it's here. Buy the dip. You're right, Han Solo. Everybody's gangster until the dip comes, and then when the dip comes, then they all crying. You know, look, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I was crying this morning, dude, because you know what? I was just mad that I couldn't buy the dip. But you know what? It's there. It's actually lower than where I was at, so I started putting my money where my mouth is. I bought some AVAX. You know, you guys that are locked in the KGU and even my own group, you guys already know that what I'm buying. And if there is some souls that are watching me outside of the group, you guys know what it is. You guys know that I'm still buying it. Dude, look, if there's anybody that's new, that's new, like to the KGU or even my own group, man, I would get trolled so much, man. People were like, man, this dude's buying fallen knives, this and that. I stood on that rock, and I'm still on the rock. I'm not going nowhere. I'm buying. And a few months from now, everybody's like, man, Jump was right. You know? And like I said, man, don't fade the picks. Just trust the process, man. If you really believe that the market's done, then you need to, like I said, you just need to go in the restroom and slap yourself, man, because it ain't. Don't cry. Dry your eyes. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let me see if I can find some other coins real quick. Oh, look. Let's see. Let's check out this coin called Arkham. It's another good coin. Let's see. Hold up. Alrighty, man. 51 cents. It's another good coin on discount. Let's see. December, $2.66. Right now we are at 50 cents. Sounds like a good discount to me, man. Keep that on your radar. I already know you're gonna like, Jump, where can I, how much, where at? Coinbase. Price is gonna be about 46 cents to 48 cents. Arkham. Go on CoinMarketCap and check it out. Brett. I saw somebody put in Brett. I really don't fool with meme coins too much, but I'll check it out for you, my friend. Damn. Let's see. So all-time high was 23 cents. Right now we're at what, 40 cents? Not too bad. I mean, it's not great, but I honestly, bro, I just get real finicky with meme coins, man. Honestly, my bro, I would probably, oh, did I say 40 cents? Man, this thing's at 3 cents. Damn. This thing got beat up, bro. Damn. Maybe I would set some buy orders down here, homie. Maybe around 0.03532. And DCA down. Eric Kemper, I'd sell my right arm, but the arthritis made the value drop. That's funny. Let's check out Sui real quick. I want to check out Sui, and then we'll check out Cetus. All right, let's check out Sui. All right, here we go. We're right there at the target, guys. $3.15. I had made this for you guys a while back. Here we are. $3.15. Are you buying or are you crying? Okay, $3.15. Okay, do some DCA buys. If we keep dipping, jump. Where are we going? Well, we're looking for that V. So we got that V right there. I'm going to be looking to see if we can get some buy orders right here. I like to get right here in this zone right here, okay? Because I see it a lot. Oh my God, glitching up on me. $2.60. And even down here at $2.85. So all in this pocket right here, I would be buying that stuff up right there. Again, right here and right here. So again, the 270 zone all the way down here to 260. Have you heard of Crash Trading? Yeah, I know who Crash is. Yeah, he's a young G, man. That dude's, you know, man, that dude, he's young, man, but that's one thing that I tell a lot of people that's in my group is don't be fading these young cats, man. Some of these young dudes, they're smart as hell. And, you know, one thing that I don't like about old cats is that, well, I guess I'm an old cat, right? I'm an old cat with a young mindset. I don't like how a lot of young people, I mean, old people, like they have this mindset that you can't learn stuff from younger people. And I feel like this is the reason why they've been hindered this cycle, is because the game has changed. These young cats, you know, they're able to use TikTok and their platforms that help them, you know, engage and push, you know, their cloud and stuff like that to get people interested in buying crypto. And it's worked, man. The guy knows his shit. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. And, I mean, obviously he does. So, yeah, man, I've heard of him. He's good. I mean, he's been involved in a few bad stuff. Like, there was a cryptocurrency he was pushing called, I don't know, what was Drake's cat's name? Crody. He was pushing that coin Crody, and it did like, it went to 100 million. And that's when trading memes was good. And it went to 100 million market cap. I made some pretty good money off it, but then it just rugged. So yeah, he's definitely been involved in a lot of rug pulls, man. So it is what it is. All right, let's check out Cetus real quick, man. All right, so we pulled this chart up not too long ago. And we talked about, you know, this trend line right here, and what do you know? Here we are. Okay, we are here. And let's see. It's at 73.59. We have our prior low down here. I think it went at 3 cents. When it first, let's see, we came down here in August, last year of August. Okay, so last year in August, we were, almost at 4 cents. And then, so 4 cents, we came around November, we got up to 50 cents, and then we got back up here to 50 cents again in December. Then we had that horrific Liberation Day drop, which we got down here to where we are today. Then we had a last pump up here to 25 cents. And then they had that big old hack that pretty much drained their liquidity. And then here we are right here at this trend line. So, I mean, we're here. We're likely will probably go down below. So if we come back down below, maybe 5 cents is on the cards. And we haven't been that low since last year in August. Wouldn't that be something? So just when you think, we can't go lower, we definitely can. That's 22% more, but I'm sure we'll find a bounce somewhere in between here. Just DCA down, guys. That's right. Older body, young mind. Stay humble. Keep your honor. I'm 54. Those young Thundercats have taught me a lot. You're right, man. Yep. Let's see. Younger teens and Gen Alphas will have a higher advantage over adults if they implement into new technology correctly. Same with us, unks, if we follow and listen. You're right. Yep. The reason why I'm such a, lethal person is because, dude, I'm 40 years old, but I can still move like I'm 20. I'm really competitive guy. My kids are both they do a lot of competitive sports, MMA and stuff like that, and I still rumble with those guys. They're in their 20s, and I keep myself in a young mindset. I never tell myself I'm old. I always try to uplift myself and do a lot of self-talk, and I'm just a very competitive person. But at the same time, I know when to be humble. And I feel like that's the best thing to always do when you're in these markets is be humble. Ask questions and always be courageous. And one thing I don't like about getting about old heads is that they constantly put these younger cats down. And they're the future. I have a guy that's in my trading group. He's 18 years old, already in 6 figures. He's blasting through everybody that is in our group, and it's because when I taught him, I taught him how to be confident, and I feel like when a person's confident, you have the ability to do great things when you have confidence, and I have to sometimes remind him to be a little calm because. What's worse than an 18-year-old with too much confidence is cockiness, but there's nothing wrong with being, confident, and but it's always good to be humble at the same time. So, there's definitely a lot of potential out here with these young cats. So please, always encourage them. I always encourage everybody, but we have a lot of cats that are in our group that are in their 20s, and these guys are already talking about quitting their jobs, and it's crazy, man. I still working, and I work by choice, but these guys are already talking about quitting their 9-to-5s, and it's crazy, but they have a passion for it, and I think that as long as you have that passion and that drive like an 18-year-old, you'll be successful. All right, let's see. Bro's the G. Yeah, Han, you already know who I'm talking about, right? Are you thinking Prime is going to fall further? FJ, it's already at $1.50, $1.60, man. It's already been wiped. I think right now, man, I would wait a little bit. Wait for the market to come back alive. Okay, they're on Coinbase, so they can't just let this thing die. If it dies, dude, then they're going to have to delist this thing. So, if they want to stay back alive, they got to keep this sucker going. So, look, we're already right here from back in 2023. Look at that. literally 2 years of just an uptrend that has been wiped. Look at that. 2 years just wiped. And then we got this massive McDonald's. So, you know, when you hold an asset, guys, you know, especially right here, where we started talking about it, there has to be a cutoff point to where you say, hey, look, this is enough. Because if not, what's going to happen is you're going to hold this sucker all the way down. And if you do happen to have it, you know, hey, it's all good. DCA down. Lower that average, you know, get it. And then once we get a pump, get out of the token. You know, you can get out. And hopefully, you know, we can get at least back up to $3. You know, you can at least make a 2x. Get your money and get out. Okay? Alright, let's see. Pleb's retirement on the way. Yes, sir. And Morpho, I just bought some today, guys. Look, don't fade Morpho. Let's see. Let's check it out real quick. Alright, so we've already broken below. I had a little uptrend. Obviously, this has been lost already. I had a DCA right here at 176. Right now, we are at 160. Jesus Christ, this is crazy, dude. Man, y'all have better start selling some kidneys, selling some organs, selling some of your wife's jewelry, whatever you got to do to get this bag, because I think that this is a good freaking deal right here. V shape. Now, wouldn't that be some crap if we get a V shape right there? Okay? Let's see. What if we get that V shape? Okay? So, let me redraw this. I'm too trigger happy. Okay? If we get a little bounce up from here, if this happens, take it back up 50%. I'll take that. Okay? All-time high though was $4. So maybe when we might not go that high, maybe 350. We got pretty damn close over here a few weeks ago. But damn, that's a good buy, dude. You better buy that. Not financial advice, of course. All right, guys. If I were to do a pump fund live stream, would you guys want to buy that coin or what? We might do something like that. I just gotta make sure first it's cool. I don't want to get in no trouble. You can't rug those coins either, guys. But I see a lot of these other content creators, you know, they're doing it. It's a good way to get exposure. So we'll see if we get a positive reaction for it. We'll do it. If not, then we'll let all those little weirdos have the fun. But I want to do that too. I thought it was pretty cool. A lot of the streamers are doing it. It's bringing a lot of attention there to pump fund and stuff like that, and you know, it would give you guys the opportunity to pump your bags as well. So if you guys are down with it, you know, we'll have to run it by KG real quick, but you know, I wouldn't see why they would care, but we'll pump the shit out of it. How much should I be buying this one? Well, I like Morpho. I think you should be considering taking a pretty strong amount on it. I don't know if you're not familiar with, you know, what it does. You basically borrow against your Bitcoin. So we can say, hey, look, I want to take a loan out for my crypto. You do it on Coinbase. You go through Morpho and you buy Bitcoin, and then you get, I think, 80% of your worth of Bitcoin of collateral to buy altcoins. Now, just remember, you do have margin calls. If you do drop below a certain price on Bitcoin, you can be margin called. So please, whenever you use stuff like that, be careful. I'm not telling you to use it, but I'm just saying what it's used for. A lot of people borrow against their Bitcoin and stuff like that to obviously use it for alt season. So that's what a lot of people use it for. I like it, and I think it's a great cryptocurrency that's part of the base ecosystem. Lawless King says, I'm down. The community gets a CA early, I'll drop some bread on it. All right. We'll schedule a day, man. We'll do it. I think that would be pretty fun as hell. I'll keep my hands free here. I'll buy like $100 worth, and we can just have some fun on it. I'm not sure how it works. I'll look at it. You know, stream it on Saturday or something like that. We'll live stream. We'll talk. We'll chop it up. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that's Morpho. I would definitely. I don't know how you say your name, Lachance or Lachance. Morpho is part of my portfolio. Okay, so if you want to buy it, I would recommend it. Okay, let's check out Aerodrome real quick, and then you can check this one out too, ma'am or sir. You can look at Aerodrome. Aerodrome is a very good coin. Okay, it's coming down. It's losing a little bit of momentum. It could come down here to 70 cents. I'm not saying it is, but it could, because that's the last area where I see good support at, okay? So it can come down here to this area. If it does come down to 70 cents, 73, I would load the boat on this coin, because I believe still this coin will go to at least $2, at least, guys, okay? So keep it on the radar. Aerodrome Finance. You said you're new to this. Cool. Well, I'm happy to help. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're part of the community, but if you are, or if you're not, there's links below. You know, like I said, to the KGU or plebs. I'm always willing to help. If you are part of the KGU, just message me in there. My name is Jumpman Crypto. I have my own channel in there, and I'm always willing to help out the family, okay? Can you take a look at Bump? Yes, I can. They're getting the ETF too. All right. So we have a few different signals that just popped up in larger time frames, but bearish, man. We just need to try to find some area where we can hopefully reverse from. We got this double bottom right here on the short time frame, 15-minute time frame. Double bottom. Let's see if we come back down here. Let's see if we come back down here again, retrace. The price would be 0.401862. So 1863, my bad. 0.401863. If we can come back, if we do come back there, I would probably take a position right there. That's about 2-3%. That would be a triple bottom. See if we get a bounce from there. If not, we'll likely keep going more down. I don't like holding memes right now, bro, to be honest with you. If that's your thing, you know, all the power to you. But right now, I'm just trying to be in layer ones and stuff like that. Stuff that has the ability to you know, have some little bit of bolas. All right. All right. Well, it was a pretty good turnout, man. We almost had 45, 50 people at one time, man. I'm surprised. I even see some of the legacy crypto guys, they're barely even struggling to get 50 people in there. So you guys that were with me, man, I appreciate it. I really do. I'm always very gratified to have you guys in here supporting me. I'm trying desperately, man, to get to 2K. I was supposed to be at 2K by October, man. I really need you guys to help pimp me out there. Get me out there, man. Because I you know, look, I'm giving away $500 in October, man. Jesus Christ. Give me the 2,000, okay? I'm giving away $500. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of money. Would you say it's better to allocate this to XRP or some other blue chip? I mean, I was telling my group I was willing to get back into XRP, but I wanted to get to at least 250, bro, 260, man, for me. That would warrant at least a good, you know, 50%, okay? I appreciate you taking the time to teach, bro. You're welcome. That's what I love to do, man. I not necessarily teach, but just to come out here and just be a voice for you guys, man. You know, it sucks, you know, to be out here and watching YouTube and hearing all these different people with their opinions, and it just gets a little spooky sometimes. And I just like to come out here and chill, man. It's good to, you know, it's good to get some exposure, and then good just to chop it up with you guys, man. A lot of you guys are really cool people, and you guys are really supportive of me. Chris Dean, jump. What about Fart Coin is struggling? Yes, it is, dude. The whole market is though, bro. And honestly, I think the Fart Coin narrative is running dry. So just be careful, okay? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of wells and stuff they're getting out of it. It's at 56 cents. We're at a double bottom right now. So look, if we can come back down here to 54.654, check that out. But I wouldn't even be surprised, bro, if we come back down to a freakish. I was stuttering because that's how low I'm talking about it can go. To 49 cents. Okay, it could come down here to 49. It could even come down to 40 cents. And we were down here in April, okay? So just be careful. I think the narrative is getting a little dry. I think people found out that this is like an infinite money glitch every time we get down to that level. So just be careful, okay? Last time we got really low down here in September, we got down to 68 cents. Now we completely broke below. So we're in some pretty good lows. We haven't been this low since April, okay? So just be careful, okay? All right. All right, guys. Well, we'll leave a little bit of open time for some Q&A real quick, and then we'll rack it up. We got some PCE tomorrow, and you guys should probably get some rest and be rested up for tomorrow, guys. So you guys can chop it up with me, ask me some questions, whoever's still tuned in here or whatever. You can tell me how long you've been in crypto. Tell me, you know, hey, is this stuff bothering you or whatever? And while I'm doing that, guys, I want to share a link to you guys. Oh, you know what? The links are in the description to PHEMEX, guys. I don't want to push this on you just yet because I don't believe the markets are just quite ready to be trading yet, guys. But PHEMEX, this is where I trade at. I trade here on PHEMEX. The links are in the description below. It has a lot of coins that are not on certain exchanges. And then I also trade on BitNewX, and a lot of people are, you know, not digging the whole VPN. Right now I'm in a trade. Sucker's not doing too good. It is what it is. It's going to take a little bit more than that to shake me out of it. BitNewX also is links below. You can use that one. But yeah, man, these exchanges are what I use. And I'm definitely needing to build a trading team. We're going to have a trading competition hopefully in October. So the markets hopefully will be back by then, and we can hopefully make some good money. So if anybody is interested, you guys are more than welcome to use the links. And then I have the links below to the Discord or the WAP Discord with Keen and Grace. Either or you can do both. Doesn't matter. Support both of us. But, you know, you guys know what it is. I'm always here for you guys. Doesn't matter. Yeah, man, get these damn likes up, man. I need to be at least at 30. Y'all ain't hit that. Oh, there we go, 44. All right. Jose Hernandez said that you've been in crypto for less than a year. That's what's up, man. I've been in for a while, bro. It's been a roller coaster, man. It's very mentally stressful at times, dude. It doesn't matter how many times you go through dumps, man. I hate when people say, man, look, just because I'm saying all this good stuff doesn't mean it doesn't bother me. There's been like the most craziest times, man, where I go and go pump gas or go use the restroom, or I go down the street and then literally the markets will collapse. I'm like, damn it, dude. Angel Tapia said, what are your top favorite coins for the year? Man, well, obviously, I'm really bullish on, you know, AVAX. If if you ain't really got the gist on that. Chainlink, Ethereum, parcels, and then the fifth one I gotta keep it a secret. Christine said, I've been in crypto for just over a year. I've lost a lot this last year, but I've also learned a lot. So now with your wisdom, making positive moves, buying dips. So looking forward for the green days. That's good, Christine. Sometimes you gotta lose a little bit in life to win. Trust me, man. I've seen it all, dude. I've lost money too, and it's always great to be around good people, because you know what they say, iron sharpens iron. So it's always great to be around people that are, lifting you up and giving you encouragement. That's what's so great about me being in, the discords that I'm in with you guys, man. Like, I'm in this sucker every day, making sure you guys are buying, making sure you guys are okay. It's like, dude, it's like going to the gym. You gotta put in the work, and you gotta have somebody around you that's keeping you solid. You can't just go ghost, and I will never do that. I'm always in the Discord every day, making sure you guys are staying locked in. All right, Have Busy said, I need to get better at taking profits. That's everybody, brother. Good word of advice for you is, when everybody's bullish, you be fearful. When everybody's fearful, you be bullish. When everybody's screenshotting their gains and you see people that are winning trades that have no business winning trades, it's time to get out. That's the biggest rule of thumb that I can tell you, my brother, is that whenever you see people win, that you always see them lose, it's time to get out. I fall in love with profits until they're all gone. I know, man. It's greed, bro. It's something that we all struggle with, brother. It's I can tell you right now that it sucks to look at the charts right now. I actually had somebody that was in my Discord today. He was telling me, he's like, guys, you don't have to look at the charts every 2 minutes. Go do something. Go touch some grass. Go do something productive. Go read a book. Stop looking at what Trump's doing, or stop looking at Fox News or CNN, dude. Just live life. If you're that scared of losing your money, then you put too much money in. Okay? If you put too much money in, then you put it in something that maybe you shouldn't be putting it in. Remember, I think it's super unwise to have your whole net worth in a coin that's called Farcoin. Okay? It's very scary, because when stuff gets like this, when it gets bearish, remember this. You're going to be the one that has to explain to, the wifey. Let me get a good proper circle. God dang it. You got to be the one to explain to wifey that you put all your money in a coin that is associated with a fart. It's funny as hell, and it's made people a lot of money, but when stuff goes bearish, this sucker will fart on you and your expenses. So just, remember that, guys. When things are good, but when things go bad, they go bad. So please, remember that, this market will punish you for greed or fear. Do any plans, do charts, read classes. Camping right now. Nice to get away. Oh, Patriot, you went camping? You didn't invite me, man? Let's see. Angel's laughing at my joke. Any plans to do chart reading classes? I might, dude. The thing is, though, man, when I do with the KGU, it's a lot of people just aren't interested, man. That's the feeling that I get. So I don't mind doing them here with you guys. I don't mind doing them with you guys. I'm not necessarily trying to sell anything to anybody. I just want people to learn or to be showing up to it. I don't want to see people 5 people in here. It's kind of discouraging. But if you guys want to, I can do this sometimes with you guys. If you guys are not in the doctrine tier or whatever, I don't mind doing it. They'll help out. Alrighty, guys. Well, I want to go ahead and call it a night. It's going to be 12 o'clock over here. As always, thank you so much for, spending time with me. It's going on, what, almost 75 minutes. So again, guys, look, man. What mic are you using? Looks cool. I have no idea. I think it's like a hyper something. I got it at Best Buy. Guys, look. Everything's going to be fine, okay? It's not going to be fine today. Things look like crap. I get it. But I'm here, okay? I'm here. If I'm not here making videos, I'm here in the Discord. Or you can follow the links and you guys can find me there. Look, I get it. It sucks. I'm down some money too. And it doesn't feel good. It feels like we're not getting the answers, on YouTube. A lot of people are being dishonest, and I get it. But just remember, this too shall pass. Surround yourself with people that are right, positive. Watch the right influencers. Not necessarily follow people that tell you what you want to hear, but follow the right people. If you're following people that are clickbaiting and stuff like that, unsubscribe from these people. They're just here for farm engagement. They're just here for you to sign up for their classes or their gurus or their exchanges. And I get it. Always support your content creators. I ask for people to sign up for my stuff because it does help. But I think we're all aware of who really cares. It's 12 o'clock at night. I got to be at work in like 7 hours. I would be classified as a good guy. Look. We'll come back in a couple months. We'll be back here. In a couple days. But I'm saying we'll revisit this in 30 days, and we'll see how the markets look in the end of October. And if we're higher than we were today, then I'll be very surprised. Okay, I was gonna say I'll quit YouTube, but I don't know about all that. But I'm pretty positive that we will. And guys, look, man, it sucks. But you got to take these days. You got to take these days, man. Because, look, man, if you love the pumps, you got to love the dumps. Just the way we go down 20% is the same way we go up 25, 20, 30%, okay? And I think we're missing the picture here. When we see dumps like this, we see who's actually there for the community. Who's actually there helping and giving knowledge. And I'll always be there. So I hope that I was able to, win you guys over, as far as like reassuring you guys that I'm still bullish. I don't know when we're going to bounce. Nobody does. But all I can tell you is that we will be back up again. And when we're back up again, you'll be left with this decision about taking profits. And if you're in the KG or plebs or even outside of the group, you guys are always more than welcome to DM me. You guys are more than welcome to leave me a comment here and ask me what my thoughts are, and I'll be more than happy to always be there for you guys. Alrighty? So with that being said, guys, get some rest. Take care of your minds. Touch some grass. Not too much grass, because you don't want to be locked in so much to the point where you're in the closet. Look, we'll be back. I'm positive about that. Alright? We'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a blessed night. Jumpman Crypto.